Hello there and welcome! In this video I want to introduce to you 10 of my favorite quality of life mods for Rimworld. The goal for the list in this video was to feature a nice assortment of mods that make the game easier to play while not really changing how the game plays. We're not adding into the game any content, we are not really altering too much about the game. I really did my best to make a selection of a few mods that help without making Rimworld feel less Rimworld than before. So let me know what you think. Number one that I want to introduce is the mod Smart Speed. This one adds one extra time level here into the list, and we can also configure it in a way that we get to choose how fast each speed level is supposed to be. On top of that, we can right click the speed levels and select to ignore slowdowns, and this is really good because sometimes you really want to go faster when the raid comes, go faster when somebody fights. There's a lot of reasons to want this. So all in all, having more control about the in-game time was something I really enjoyed, and I keep it until this very day. Number two is Camera Plus. It basically does exactly two things for me. This is the one thing, and this is the other thing. So yeah, it is as simple as that, but I find this to be extremely entertaining to be able to look at all these things really up close. Obviously Camera Plus is a mod that can be also here configured much deeper than what I use it for, but I personally already like it for what it does in its basic configurations. It doesn't need any alterations, and as you can see here, there's a lot of other things that you can do with it. It doesn't change anything about the game though, it just gives me the option to just zoom a little bit further out and a little bit further in. Number three is Dub's Mint Menus. This is a mod that alters how the build system of the game looks like, and also how the farming system looks like. You get this little menu here. I think there's a couple of other nice menus hidden in there too, but altogether I find the vanilla user interface of the many builds not as good as this one. I really found it even quite lacking in all honesty, and therefore I really gotta say Dub's Mint Menus is one of my all-time favorites. As you see here, you can change whatever you don't like, you can configure the size of these to your own liking, so there's really a lot of individualization in there. And if you are like me and playing with a lot of modded items, it really comes in handy if your crafting is looking a little bit more orderly, especially when you have clothing mods or stuff like that. It really is such a nice thing to have. Which brings me directly to number four, Dub's Mint Maps. As you see here, this is a mini-map, and you can here also see it shows animals, predators and such, and this might be considered quite powerful. If you find this too cheesy and you only want a small minimap thing, here again can be configured entirely to your liking. I just think that a game like Rimworld, I find it weird that this isn't served with a minimap. I find all games in the current year weird that don't offer minimaps if the game benefits so much out of it. You can configure it even so that you have to build a comms console first, so you have this one, or if you're playing with Rim Atomics, it even has the implementation for that. Altogether, I really enjoy this because, you know, I like mini-maps. If you find it too overpowered, power it down, but it still remains a useful tool. Number five is the Numbers mod. Currently, while I'm recording this, it is in a temporary version. It's gonna be updated as soon as possible. This is one of the mods that allows you to compare things in your colony efficiently. So if you ever wanted to know who's the best butcher efficiency person, now you got it. You can compare really everything here with one another, and you can also load and save presets, so you can compare how the medical conditions of people are, you can compare how their combat skills are, you can configure your own assortment of things that you want to compare. This is a very handy and versatile little thing. See, right click these little thingies and you can empty it, and then you can add in all manner of different things. It is one of my favorite mods. The larger my colony grows, the more I use this, because it's much easier to compare the stats of your people in a pinch this way than without the tool. Number 6, Achtung. So this is one mod that has been on my list since basically forever, mostly because it gives you one little feature, and that's mostly what I use it for. You see we have several jobs here, and when I right click it with somebody who's actually a plant cutter, come on. Really only one? You have a lightning bolt icon. This allows you to force the work, and what now happens is instead of the dude only finishing one bush, they usually should go for more than that. Come on, McKay. Yeah. If the jobs are too far from one another, it usually doesn't work like that, I see. You can also increase the size of the radius of forced work, but what this does in general is you can right-click people and force them to clean a room entirely. If you use it via the mod, they will not stop their job. The mod does also do a little bit of other things, but I personally use it mostly for the forcing of bigger jobs. So you can force an entire field of blighted plants, for example, to be cut and such things. Because the game really is, in its vanilla form, quite bad at allowing you to blanket force a certain amount of jobs. Achtung also features quite a lot of other things that more and more got outdated the older this mod got, but it still has a couple of other things that you can try out. I personally use it mostly though for the forcing of jobs, because this is really a useful tool. Number 7, the Allow tool. Allow tool does mainly give you a couple of new orders that you can use. Stuff like finishing off or harvesting things once they are fully grown without having to put a grow zone on it. Putting a strip mine pattern on a mountain, or just doing blueprint plans that you can activate or deactivate. There's really a lot of goodies in there, and this is so good that a portion of this mod has been implemented into vanilla with version 1.6, but I still find it to this very day quite useful because it has a couple of really nice little additions that make the game just easier to control. Number 8, Food Alert. So Food Alert really doesn't do much besides showing you a food clock for your colony, because I find it really bothersome that the regular vanilla game just shows you food as soon as you are at 3 days and less. I don't really like that, and therefore Food Alert is one of my absolute all-timers. The good thing here is you can also configure it to showcase other food types. As you can see here, currently it's featuring everything from raw and bad quality and above, but you could also filter and showcase how much fine meals do we have in our colony. It doesn't really do that much besides that, but I find it extremely useful, and I want to know how much food I have in my colony. Call me weird, but I really like to have this under control, so I know if that full freezer is 8 days worth of food or 15 days worth of food. Sometimes I find it really hard to discern one thing from another. Just visually, I mean. Number 9, Animals Logic. So Animals Logic is a very versatile mod, which I mostly use for one thing, and that is the fact that this mod spits out predator alerts earlier than vanilla, and even if one of your animals is getting predated before the thing is getting eaten. I don't like that vanilla gives you the alerts for these things happening so late that I am basically always forced to just kill every predator on the map, else people will die, animals will die. Animals Logic helps you with that and gives you a couple of other nice things, so you can prevent animals from eating random drugs, which is really nice, because sometimes, you know, it's a random classic of the animals that are dying from their beer liver and such. It all happened though. It also has nice other things. Try it out for yourself, but seriously, the predator alert alone is worth it, and I personally think the stopping of random eating is so good. And the last one, number 10, Prepare Carefully. We don't have it here, but Prepare Carefully allows you to just, when you start out the game, configure your colonists 100% entirely the way you want it to. Why I find this so useful? Because Rimworld is a story generator, and sometimes you have that one specific scenario in mind, and I find it very easy to tinker it along, to sculpt your characters the way you want them to, because the scenario editor in the title menu is all nice and dandy, but it is not the same as Prepare Carefully, which allows you to just, you know, custom tailor everything in your run as you want it to. I'm personally somebody who really likes storytelling runs, and therefore Prepare Carefully really does so much. Booting up really quickly so you can see it. It originates from Dwarf Fortress, as a matter of fact, where Prepare Carefully is the standard procedure to to configure the people that you bring on your run and go for a really specific run there. So with this one here, we can click Prepare Carefully, and now, as you see it there, that's what I wanted to show you. This is really wonderful, and if you ever wanted to play a complete family or whatever and give them specific items to begin with, it even keeps track of how many points you have spent. Use it if you have a certain story in your mind, and I think this is the best one that is available currently. So that's been the 10 guys that I have on my list. So here's the mod list so you can see it. You obviously need Hugslip for one of them, which is a prerequisite. But besides that, I think my game just crashed. But besides that, no, here it is. My mod list is just so big. So besides that, you don't need anything extra for these. I put the links to all the mods in the description box too, so you can check them out easier like that. And if Steam doesn't hate me too much, I will also make a workshop collection for this video and put the link into the description box. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. I really put a lot of effort into this list to make it as little game-changing as possible and as vanilla as possible, and I hope it is to your liking. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, consider supporting my work on Ko-fi or other given means. I am very grateful for every step you take. Many thanks go out to all the supporters out there, and many thanks especially to you for watching this video right here, right now. Really appreciate taking that time, and see you next time.